Hello. Another part of Xenogears. Faye's out of commission, so we have Elly leading.
Poor bastard.
Indeed.
Guys, can we all emerge from each other in here? Why do we have to all be censored? This feels very awkward.
Let's pay a visit to Margie.
They're a very close group, Jova.
And also that abomination.
Oh god, I forgot about that thing.
Pedro.
Faye is sleeping now, Chew? He is such a sleepyhead.
Oh god, I forgot about this thing.
Me too.
Good, Lives.
Okay, oops, sorry. Anyway, I better hurry and get back to my church. I'm not good enough to fight with Bart and his comrades, but I can be a manager. Let me know when you want to change party members.
Again,
Margie, instead of having again the PHS like in Final Fantasy 7, you need to go to Margie to actually change your party members if you want.
Yes, I remember who your friends are because clearly you don't.
Again, Margie, if only you were useful and playable, had guns and bombs on you.
Anyway, let's pay a visit. Let's pay a visit to the brat house, as Josiah described it, or more colloquially, the orphanage. I particularly like these.
You want Billy? You should go to the Ethos' headquarters.
Sure.
Adopt me, please?
Let's explore a bit. Well, at least these kids have some form of entertainment.
Look at how happy they all seem.
Alright, let's try the seesaw.
That kid who's all alone on the seesaw. Don't talk to strangers.
Sure.
Oh.
There we go.
That noise is annoying.
It takes 3 grown-ass adults to balance one child.
How heavy is that kid?
Dang, y'all are light.
Yes, it's us that are light.
Yes.
Not someone who's
There's
just
another one
very,
on the
very
most,
heavy.
the wind.
Well, why are you up here?
He's actually,
You want Billy? You should go to the Ethos headquarters.
Yeah, I think she's actually, looking to that. But there's not just human kids.
Falco?
Come on, Billy. You should go to the Ethos
Everyone says
headquarters.
basically the same thing. Don't worry, we'll have to come back here for story reason, but we can do some stuff in the meantime, actually.
I hate that word reminds me of...
Hey, look, it's that kid from the seesaw who teleported here.
Sorry,
Billy
that's
says,
what you were
don't
mentioning?
talk to strangers.
I said I hate that blue... Deltarune has ruined me whenever I see blue birds.
There is a mini-game that you can perform here, but if I recall correctly, you can do it only later, which will give you the last badge that you need for the side quest when we started from the very beginning, first with the rock, paper, scissors badge, and then with the hide-and-seek badge,
Oh, you scared me. I thought you were Brother B. It's a secret, okay?
Okay.
Yay! Thanks. I'll give you this book. You can keep it a secret.
A fun picture book.
It's a secret to everyone.
Heard that Sonic official Twitter conversation. Hey, Birdly, you look a lot like that Twitter bird.
Ha.
Early's biggest sin is that he's a gamer.
It's a blessing and a curse, Dad.
No, it's not. Because he has the attitude of a Twitch streamer.
He's one of the best characters in the game.
Oh, wanna fluff, Shiroi?
Huh?
That's what he asked. You wanna fluff?
Oh, yeah.
Fluffing is now a verb.
No?
Shira, do you even know what fluffing means?
In this
Yeah,
case,
it's like
he's sleeping.
puffing up pillows and stuff.
Well, but that's not so bad. I mean...
Also, Shiri's reaction was basically the same as Mark Zuckerberg during this trial, when he has to take a minute to think and then say, no.
Oh god, that trial made sense.
And this is actually Billy's room. We'll get back here, but let's just say that there seems to be something hidden inside that requires 3 plates. And we already got like 1 book, so you know what that means.
Toilet taken. Wait, you're going to take the toilet?
Yes.
Oh, this child is... hey, hi Primera. Still not speaking. I'll be this child, why not? Because it's a bit important. Sounds good, huh? My dad gave me this bell so I will never get lost. But my dad has no sense of direction, gets lost a lot too. She also has the same kind of bell. Where have we heard that, guys? He went to the Ethos headquarters but never came back. He must have gotten lost on the way. He's so silly.
And that's why you're in an orphanage, kid.
We need a confirmation, though, so if you come back here, if I recall correctly... Actually, I'll show you later. Actually, no. First of all, the toilet. There you go.
There wasn't any papers, so I used
An old comic book.
Thank you.
Here,
Okay.
I have a comic book with my shit on it.
Yeah, clearly, like...
And however, if we come back here with Rico, and he says this. Hey, you didn't happen to meet my dad, did you? Where is he?
Oh boy.
Go ahead, Pedro.
Oh, no, that wasn't his father. Oh, I thought that would be him. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, son, your father's gone to a faraway place. Here, this is his bill.
My father's a liar. He said we will go away and live by ourselves. Just the two of us.
We could have made it if we tried.
I waited so long. Oh, Daddy, why?
Wow. Kaiser really is a deadbeat dad.
But
I think he just died, Jova.
I'll mention in a second.
he's
Thanks for bringing this bell back. I'll cheer me. Remember, guys, the bell was attached to Red Drum in the sewers of Kislev. That monster was this child's father. Oops.
Look,
Oops.
look, we're not gonna get into this big thing about, oh god, we killed his father or whatnot. His father was incredibly suffering at that
This isn't
point.
The Last of Us Part 2, Jova. Simmer down.
God, I'm currently watching that. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's yeah. Although I have to say, the character voiced
Big Joe.
a character voiced by Troy Baker not lasting very long in the game before he gets killed off. That's a good summation of his career recently.
I didn't even think of that when I said that joke,
Also,
but yeah.
I don't even know when it's gonna be public. But anyway, let's make a detour for the time being and go to again the Ethos headquarters that the children suggested.
All right then. Do not mind the giant gears parked outside your city, young folk.
The Ethos was created to save people's souls and revive lost technology. We wish happiness to all the people of the world, except you. Fuck off.
This is a practice hall. This facility was built for the Ethos.
Can we go into the cathedral?
You are in the cathedral.
Elly, again, you have to say please.
Say please, Elly. Jesus.
No, only Ethos members, or those with known identities, can enter the cathedral and its related facilities. The same thing applies to this practice hall, but the bishop made an exception for Brother Billy.
So we'll just have to open his door. Oh, there he is.
Right.
We've been waiting for you. I received permission to treat Faye so long as it is in the practice hall's infirmary.
Then I get back and Faye's dead.
Let us Ethos staff take care of the rest.
Yeah, that could have been phrased better, Richard.
Please, take care of Faye for me. Also, who's
Motorcycle.
who's using the lawnmower?
Me, sorry. Hold on. Yes.
What a-
Just be danged.
What heck of a time to start mowing the lawn.
And in your own living room, too.
Yeah, no.
Why do you grow grass indoors?
Look, you ever seen Little Shop of Horrors?
No, remember, Drebs, he's in New York, so he's still
Anyway,
suffering from the
we'll
effects of the end of Troll in Central Park. So.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jova.
Please follow me this way.
Basically, he's gonna take us to the place where they're actually eating Faye. They're actually very considerate. The place is actually
Hard off.
The place is surprisingly big, actually, but for the time being, you're kind of railroaded. I'll be this guy. Billy, I hear your father is being rather active again. It is said that there was an attack on an excavation site which injured many of my brothers and workers.
Damn it, Dad.
Well, you're such a fine Eton, destroying Reapers and proving the justice of the Ethos to the world, but your father is... oh my!
We have father and son in blood only. I have nothing to do with that man.
Except blood.
Don't get me wrong, I don't suspect you are a good brother.
Quote
Still with the
unquote.
quotes. I just wanted to inform you about your father.
Thanks, I need to be reminded every time.
Just enter the room, talk shit about his father, refuse to elaborate, leave.
Pretty much.
Also, the way he had to specify, it's like, oh, we don't suspect you, is very, very suspicious in itself. Like,
The infirmary is this way. Let's go.
Again, I'm pretty sure you've asked already these questions ever since they got introduced, at least by name. Don't worry, this is basically just Billy railroading you into the where you're supposed to go. You can tell that if this sequence was done in today's game, you'll be forced to walk very slowly behind him while you get some sort of explanation.
This is the wrong room.
Yeah, but you have to remember, this is a Japanese game RPG in its 90s, and it's talking about a religious cult. You have to try to guess what's gonna happen.
Look at that! A mysterious mechanical area underneath the church. I do wonder where this is going to go in the 90s.
Remember, we
JRPG.
did mention that the Ethos is an interesting thing. They merged this kind of traditional Vatican-esque type of society with being more technological, because they do mention that they're the one who are approving the don't worry, this guy is basically saying that Faye is gonna need some time to recover.
Mm-hmm.
But they are the ones who actually, help excavating the gears, and having the approval of them for their usage, both for other and keys level. So they kind of have a last word kind of thing. So it's interesting to see this kind of approach. Yes,
So what you're saying is that they're cyber monks.
Yeah, we're gonna even have a scene later where they use monitors, kind of like in that movie. I forgot already its name.
Oh,
the
was
Redeemed Consciousness?
God.
Double Team.
There's a-
There you go.
Yeah, Double Team. That's the one with Dennis Rodman.
Pedro could be this guy. Why not?
The reason why he hasn't regained consciousness is physical exhaustion. It'll probably take him a few more days, but don't worry, he'll wake up.
We assure you, he won't die off.
I'm sorry, Faye. I caused the engine room to lose control.
It happens.
Mm-hmm. Unlike
You know.
Tifa, however, in FF7, Elly is not gonna stay behind and turn to him, but she's gonna try to make up for it.
Elly, that is not true. You cannot resist being hypnotized.
Okay, that
The same
also
guy
could be
who said
phrased
he-
better.
Same guy who said he'd shoot her dead if she so much as showed any other hint.
More
of it.
importantly, you said Faye. Faye could not have been protected from Kar without you. Is that not correct?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. It's a mutual kind of thing.
Hey, we don't want to disturb his recovery. Let's take a little walk.
This is also the start of a point. Oh no.
It may take a little longer to finish treating Faye.
I would like to stay a little while if that's
Don't
okay.
worry, she's not gonna be unavailable like that. This is also the point where if you have like an extra party member who is not important to the story, they will have their own special line of contribution. So if I brought Rico in this case, he would have said something different.
Okay, I guess I'm leading the party now.
For the time being, at least. Don't
You get
worry,
5 minutes.
Ellie's gonna rejoin very soon. In fact, if I recall correctly, like before we exit the building. This is just for you to fuck around a bit doing at the Ethos HQ and talk a bit with the priests to see.
Neat.
Mm-hmm. And again, like I said, the place is surprisingly big. It reminds me a lot of a Gen 1 building from Pokemon, like the Silph, company, where it appears
Silph,
it might not be that big, but it actually is. Yes, Dej?
The Silphco.
Yeah.
Yeah, this part of the game kind of reminds me of FF7, where Cloud was out of commission.
Mm-hmm. You have to remember, like I mentioned in part 0, this was originally supposed to be Final Fantasy 7. Hironobu Sakaguchi was really impressed with the original pitch that Takahashi had. So it's not too out of the ordinary that it might have been inspired in some kind of elements to be put in here. And trust me, this is not going to be the only one. Not in a sense of being ripped off or anything, but more of a case of having some similar thematics, just sprinkled throughout with different context. There will be also a moment that Sanga, similar to before, the game that Takahashi worked on primarily while he was at Square. So that will mention when it becomes more apparent.
Okay.
For the time being, sorry, yes?
I asked something similar earlier, but I guess I'll ask in a different context now.
Go ahead.
How much more successful do you think this game would have been if this game had been Final Fantasy VII? I don't mean change up the story here. It's like, what if this game had ended up being the Final Fantasy VII title name? Like, do you feel like this would have been a runaway success?
I'm not sure if I can tell because presentation-wise, it is drastically different from what 6 was looking like. And the reason why 7 managed to make it work was because it was literally something that nobody had seen before. While this kind of sprite quality was more similar also to what Neon Falcon was doing at the time. While it is kind of unique for Square, it was already seen in something like that. So while it probably wouldn't have been panned, it probably would have been more modest, compared to what our version of FF7 that we got actually did.
Yeah, it pertains to a bit of a question I've been nurturing in my mind here and there. Would Final Fantasy VII still be as insanely popular as it is nowadays?
Probably not.
Hold on. If it wasn't called Final Fantasy VII, imagine if, okay. And again, let's assume that it still does have stuff like the Chocobo and stuff, not. But, it's more like a case of Legend of Mana, where it's more like a spin-off. Do you think that it would have been as insanely popular as it ended up being, or do you feel that it being Final Fantasy VII specifically was an important factor in its runaway success?
It could be, but you have to remember, people still love the stuff like tactics, regardless of their title. It's more like what the actual game is about. So,
to be fair, Final Fantasy Tactics still has the Final Fantasy name. When I say spin-off, again, I'm talking something like Legend of Mana, which doesn't even.
But it still contains Mana associated with that franchise. Again, the major answer will be it will still be popular. Maybe not in the same capacity because some people buy a game just out of brand name alone. I'm just not sure. I probably wouldn't know how to quantify it still.
I guess it really is a case where every little thing that occurred contributes to something success or failure.
I can also it most definitely would have reshaped entirely the way the franchise would have evolved. Not necessarily gameplay, but presentation-wise. I mentioned multiple times in the past that I kind of wish this was either this or similar to what Tales of did was the art direction and presentation that Final Fantasy should have took instead of going for a more photorealistic looking design for its characters. But I get what Square wanted to do, pushing the technology to its limits, for the sake of creating a spectacle or anything. But in order to do so, it kind of compromised a lot what they had been built up until the point, which was very classic type of anime aesthetic. It still managed, thanks to the more, it still manages to conserve at least in spirit, and thanks to games like Dissidia, you can tell a fraction of that potential that it might have had. But you can tell that the way 7 was constructed, they wanted to have that kind of shift. Instead, this would have made things drastically different, because at the end of the day, as you can see, everything is still done in a complete anime style. This is literally like almost an interactive kind of anime.
You get that.
Again, kind of like Tales of, just in a different kind of way, or Neon Falcon products for that matter, and the Kiseki franchise.
Again, I guess in a way you could think about it like sort of a what-if alternate universe where, again, imagine if Xenogears had been the Final Fantasy VII. Who knows, maybe the timing and what it did enough would have inspired a new line of Final Fantasy VII games that are essentially Gundam RPGs.
Could have. You have to remember that the Square also has its own mecha sub-series called Front Mission, but they don't really care about it that much these days. The last attempt to revitalize was Left Alive, and apparently from what I heard, it's not really that good.
Yeah, something I've been meaning to know. Oh.
Yes.
Since this is the PlayStation, does Sony even have their own RPG franchises? Like, I know the PS.
They used to back in.
White Knight
They
Chronicles, I guess.
The fact that you're asking this question sadly tells the state of the fact that Sony doesn't care about anymore about making first-party proper RPGs, unless it's a very specific case. Like the most recent case we had, obviously, was the remake version of Demon Souls, but that's more slightly action RPG.
That doesn't count.
Have I missed anything story-wise?
No, don't worry. We're just fucking around in the Ethos HQ.
The only thing that we talked over really was that they talked about how Reapers are apparently humans who were mutated and whatnot.
I guess the gang splits up.
For the time being. No, Elly's about to rejoin, actually. Good time.
Good timing.
Hey, how is Faye doing?
Yes.
Yes.
That's not really the correct answer to the
Yeah.
question that I asked,
He's
Elly.
going to be all right.
Yes, it looks like he's going to be alright. Yeah, sure.
Come on, let's go to the infirmary.
Yeah.
Even though
Elly.
I'm pretty sure Elly just came back from said infirmary.
Well,
Elly,
she's actually looking for us.
Yeah.
I think she just went to find you. Oh,
That's,
Fair enough.
that's probably how she'd answer most questions. Elly, how was your day today? Yes.
Don't worry, Dej. I will explain more after that.
Oh,
The
sorry.
treatment is
Boy,
finished,
the
basically.
treatment is finished already.
Did Faye regain consciousness?
Well, look at him.
Unfortunately, the patient hasn't regained consciousness yet, but there's no need to worry. When he recovers physically, he'll also regain consciousness. You can take him to your ship now.
We assure you he
Cool.
won't go crazy and attack you. Thanks a lot.
Please don't worry, I did my job as a clergyman.
We don't even want payment. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where's Billy? I'd like to thank him.
How nice of them to not have a corrupt church in a JRPG for once, with no strings attached, I'm sure.
Oh yes, brother Billy. He went back to the orphanage. He was worried about the children left behind.
By the
Who
way,
watches those children while he's out anyway?
We are in Billy's debt. We should go thank him.
First, let's take Faye to the Yggdrasil. You can go thank him afterwards.
true.
I mean, you could drop a message in a bottle through the chimney of the children.
Oh. Faye, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You gonna tell him that when he's conscious?
Yes.
No.
Let's get back to the orphanage. Yes.
I was
Elly,
get
expecting a bit more. I was expecting a bit more
The man
dialogue.
is not
after
awake.
the- I'm sorry.
All right. This one is deceased. The video game that I'll perform here is to chickens. Bring them
The bird boy.
to the place here.
Boy.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
But
With those stupid,
no.
weird elephant things.
No. You just
Are you
need to
having
talk
trouble
to-
with the trolley?
No, you just
Fuck
need to
off.
talk. You need to talk with the chickens, and they will automatically follow you for a short while. So you just need to keep their attention focused, basically.
Well, Siri, you're going to about to relive that memory later.
But
so-
to answer your question, Dej, just the PlayStation era, because the PS2 era, when it comes to stuff that was actually by Sony, was mostly dominated by level 5. Well, there was actually different stuff about.
Was Dark
of the
Cloud
PS2
theirs or
Yes,
just
Yes, Dark Cloud.
level 5.
No, Dark Cloud belongs to Sony.
Level 5 in conjunction with Japan Studio.
Okay.
No, Dej was talking about who developed it, but of the PS1 era, the big three that I can tell you are Wild Arms, which is Western theme, not Western theme, but as similar to a Western movie, basically. The Legend of Dragoon, Japan Studios' major breakout game that they did on the era. They did already some stuff like Jumping Flash, but that was their big game that they did. And it does stand out because they did copy the Final Fantasy VII formula, but they added stuff like actual cutscenes with voice acting, a bit more similar to Metal Gear, Metal Gear Solid, and a more unique kind of battle system. And the third one being Legend of Legaia, which is fine, nothing completely too special, but it was still nice, actually.
Also, Deji, Spire 2 is my favorite one, so I will have trouble with the trolley to go through the rest of the
Procure.
Yeah, because Shiroi's actually recording those for the channel.
There's also...
Well, that's the thing that Shiro's lucky. She gets the good versions of those. I get the Japanese ones.
Also,
You also get reignited, but yes to you.
there's also Ark the Lad, but I never actually tried the games in that series, so I cannot tell their quality yet.
Yes, but Shiro, I also get Enter the Dragonfly, and okay.
Aww. Anyway.
And okay, Jury's still out on.
There's
Legend
Billy.
Games, which I also
Hey,
get.
Bill.
Wait, when are you gonna do Skylanders?
Oh,
Never.
how are you? How is Faye doing?
Yes.
Very well. He's sleeping, I think.
He's left.
There you go. See, I responded things properly.
He feel asleep.
You see, there's what happened.
He hasn't regained consciousness yet. Oh, go ahead.
You see, there's what happened was that yes from earlier came from a different line that Richard screwed up during his 10th hallucination period.
All right.
Billy, I don't know quite how to thank you for helping Faye.
Well, just say thank you and be honest.
Well, you could join our church.
No, thank you.
Don't mention it. We
You're
may
okay.
believe in different gods, but none of us can leave people in need. Again, a surprisingly wholesome will
Thank
take
you
off
very
orphanage
much.
RPG. What's
By
the
the way,
catch?
is this your orphanage? Yeah, it might be nice from him, but we
Yeah,
don't know what's
exactly.
going on in the background behind his back.
Just to mention,
Like-
Drova, you might not want to prepare your back for the anvil of irony.
Surprise, they're only children? Oh god, no. Please don't do that Catholic thing.
No.
My sister and I haven't had parents since we were infants. So I opened an
Just keep
orphanage
reading.
so kids without anyone wouldn't have to go through what we did. Because, my dad's kind of crap. They're all healthy and obedient to the teachings of the Ethos. They're all good kids who even help me with work.
Oh, hey, Sigurd. Port. Yggdrasil's radar picked up an image of a huge ship.
I'm not in.
What? Gebler again?
I don't know, but it's moving at 10 repsol per hour to the south.
Repsol? Oh no!
Outside of the bridge rammer made up term.
Got it. Be right there.
Oh, there's Josiah. Hey, you in black and white. Are you Sigurd? Is that any way to speak to someone? Who do you think you are?
Huh.
Somebody
He may
hates
not look it, but he is our senior.
Oh,
Sigurd,
God.
Jesse?
Siggy?
Uncle Siggy?
He said Siggy.
Let's get Siggy with
A
it.
silver rare man with amber skin. I'd say that's rare. What are you all doing here?
It just sort of happened.
A lot's happened.
You're telling me.
Well, let's talk about things over some drinks. So, why are you all here?
You asked us that before.
You just asked.
He's old.
It's been a long time. What's with the eye patch?
I think this is the point that Hollywood was really
Cat did
starting
it.
to severely feel the effects of the development.
Billy, you grow up.
Yes.
That smile, you look like just like Raquel, sorry.
Raquel. Hey! Who are you? Get all cozy with my officers, huh? What's all this Siggy stuff? Don't get cute, kid. How
But
dare
aren't these
you have any
really
bonds
gentle,
with
though?
them? What's with you? Why are you so arrogant to Siggy? Who do you think you are?
Billy, don't yell at Sigurd's people. That poor boy. Bart, this was my senior when I was a candidate for elements in Uganda. I rented a room in his house.
Elements in Yugen sounds like a
Back
video
then, it
game.
was still diapers, and it's still a one little bread now.
You're probably still in diapers, aren't you?
And the
You
Civil
punk!
War began.
What's your problem?
And at least, like, I'm not having this conversation. Well, then, shall I go straight off and drink ourselves under?
I was gonna say about those drinks.
Elly, how
What do you
about
mean? There has to be a bar to avoid your ship.
then Shitten is like, Elly, I propose we leave.
Well, that's
I
okay.
agree.
We'll get rid of that headache with a good drink.
Somehow
It actually does
I...
the opposite.
You understand? I don't think you understand how alcohol works, Jesse.
I can't just say no to him.
Shiggle is secretly in love with Jesse.
What are you doing? Let's go!
You know what? That's it. Yeah,
Hey,
I ship Sigurd and Jesse. There you go.
I'm not going. Go ahead and have a good time.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, let's not.
Also, Dibs. Don't you see this? That's the beauty of this script. You can actually pinpoint, as the game goes on, you can actually pinpoint the moments where Honeywood's health has progressively worse and
now
worse
eventually
and
leaves
worse.
the party for having drinks, so Enrico tags along instead.
Theo, since
Okay.
of course you'd be the backup. At this point right now, if you had to make a diagnosis on Honeywood's condition, what's his condition probably at this point?
Drinking
Empty
himself
bottles
to
of whiskey.
stupor like Jesse and Sigurd.
What did-
Again, mostly just drinking out of stupor, so I guess an apathic condition maybe.
There you go, Dweb.
Don't
See,
worry, Richard. You'll get to see your family some year.
that's what the script is, Dweb. The script is basically a guide for Honeywood's health.
Alright, if we insert the free books, we found Billy's secret room. Hello.
What do you need?
Also, how did you find this?
Excuse me, I must go and greet some people.
The children that you're
Please
looking
don't go
after.
searching through others' rooms, please.
Sure.
Definitely. That being said,
sleeping.
that being said, Theo,
To be fair, it was literally...
Oh, this is important. This new character is played by you, Pedro.
okay.
Wow, Uncle Stone!
Bishop Stone, or Stein as he was in the Japanese version.
Vivant
Hello.
Rock.
Are you all okay? So this is a '90s translated game, so probably I'll have to do a voice like this. Okay.
Bishop Stone.
Oh, Billy, my son.
Sorry to bother you when you're busy.
Actually, you know what? I'll give him Master Tang's voice. And who are these people?
Now he sounds sinister. They're travels from
Yeah.
another country.
Oh, by the way, about your earlier message. Oh, you would rather? Fine, I'll just use the previous
the
one.
other
Yeah,
The previous one then.
Yeah.
Yes. The Ethos transport ship that went missing finally turned up, but there's no reply.
What does it mean?
Reply.
Perhaps Reapers again. Billy, can you do the usual?
Right, no problem. Leave it to me, Bishop.
Thanks. It's to the northeast from here. Please be careful, it's a dangerous area. There are some pretty fast sea currents and it's best to stay away from the salvagers. You better go in a big ship.
Hey, is that the massive ship Sig was talking about earlier? I don't know if that was it or not. From what I hear, it's a place where the currents are really fast. It's supposedly very dangerous for small ships, but the Yggdrasil will be safe there. No matter how big the wave or swell, it's no problem. Besides, we have help. Let's get aboard. I'll see you off to there. What? We could even help you finish the job.
I agree. You save Faye. It's the least we could do.
Yes.
Yep. Thanks, but this doesn't involve you. Just me is enough. Well, me and my
What?
guns.
Isn't that place dangerous?
Every
I've had 2 people say that already.
Elly, every place in this world is dangerous. This is a JRPG.
If there's anything we can do to help.
Well, are you good at hiding bodies? Otherwise, I don't want you to get involved.
Is that what you feed the
Billy,
children?
Billy, my son, don't waste their good intentions. That sub is theirs, no? Why don't you cooperate with them?
Elfie's doing a sub from that.
But Bishop... Yeah, it's no fun to travel alone.
Bart,
Let's
stop
help.
doing
We'll
that
all do it
gesture.
together.
Billy, it's best to go with friends.
I get the feeling, too,
We're all your best
I know what
friends.
he's... No, actually, I'm not joking because I know the cultural difference of it. I'll explain in a second.
Not even just that, too. Like,
Yeah.
Go on. Oh, I thank you deeply, Billy. Take care of these people. Report back to headquarters after you get back, please.
Yes, Bishop.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's see what tomorrow brings.
How poetic.
Pain.
I'll come as soon as
I
I'm
mean,
finished
that's a
preparing for
given at this
tomorrow.
point, Shira. Come on.
Okay.
I'll tell you more on the way
I mean,
there.
no, it's not even that, too, because I know what you were talking about. Like, I get the feeling what they're trying to do, too, is that it's a common thing in 90s anime. That thing where he does the, raising your sleeves animation for, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, that's an actual cultural gesture for Japan. It's called like it's basically a showing of strength, telling that you actually. The problem is that the pose is very similar to a gesture that mostly in Europe, not really in America as far as I know, but in Europe is considered flipping the bird to someone.
Yeah, that's a European thing. Cause
It is. Yeah.
Mostly in France and my country.
No,
There's a reason why Mario Kart
in mine as well. In mine as well.
And they patched it out.
That was the gesture the
What's the
Inkling did,
Inkling?
right? Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah. In the meantime, too, I actually, okay, maybe you might help me here because I do have a pressing concern for this house that we just got out of. Because, okay, so basically, Billy just told us that he's got all these children who are orphans, and they're taught in the ways of the Ethos and everything. So he's kind of indoctrinating them. So that's not.
Okay, you know what, to be fair, it's like a Christian orphanage. Like, well, it's not like they're forcing them to, it's just that, well, hey, you know, I mean, they're here, they're free to learn. Like, okay, it doesn't sound
Think
like
of
he's...
Victorian England orphanage, Pedro, if that makes any sense.
Except not
Or
as
in good condition.
I thought you were gonna make the Uncharted 4 comparison where Nathan Drake was raised.
Okay. Think about it like this, Pedro. It's more like he's not forcing them to learn it. It's just that, you know, if they, want to get into the religion, they're available, essentially.
And
it's
see, but the job. Okay, I can explain in a second. But anyway, this dialogue is talking about the three of them while being wasted on alcohol, talking about Karan.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, Jesse's just already on the board. Oh yes, it's time for you to the park, right? I'm sorry for everybody. I have a job I must do.
Get plastered!
Oh God, it's not the time already. Well, before we go, let's do the usual. You know, the paint the face on your stomach and dance around trick. The three of us together.
How old are you?
Excuse me?
Well, actually, we are in a hurry, so
Richard, maybe you went to college, just to know.
talk about that some other time.
Oh, that's right. I'll get out of your so.
Look,
Please watch the stairs, sir.
there is something I want to ask you too. So let us
Can
get
I
together
join you?
when we have more time.
I love how even when drunk, he
I
don't
hope
seem
to
like
leave
a
that the
rebel.
opportunity.
Look, you have to, as Annie would, I mean, look, you have to understand. I'm just trying. I'm just trying my best to get through this. Eventually,
And Sigurd passed away from being intoxicated to eat too much.
again, Sigurd gets drunk so easily.
Poor Sigurd.
Well,
She
that,
sounds like he's such a lightweight.
that blows it. We cannot leave today. Perhaps tomorrow.
And now some quality time between Jesse and Billy. Look, where's Billy?
Oh yeah, like that's the first thing you want, to talk to a drunk relative.
Keep it down. What time do you think it is?
Midnight.
Be quiet when you come back or you'll wake up the children.
If you come, you would have heard a ton of good stories. Single stories were hilarious.
You know Siggy doesn't drink, and you made him. Even though you're a holy man's father.
Hey, why don't you open up your eyes? You need to quit being a priest.
Why? Look, I don't want to hear that from someone without a shred of faith and who constantly goes on about how I was an accident in his life. So stay out of my life.
Hey, Al. Do you have any idea how much trouble your little butt is in?
No, I'm too old for spanking. How would you know?
You?
I still don't believe you're even my father. You're not the person Mom loved.
What do you mean? You think I'm a fake?
Not
Baker.
even good enough to be my fake.
Ask yourself.
Ugh. You're right. Guess there was no rape parade.
Except this, the DNA test. Bam!
I still don't understand the troll. Those guys really are where you're going.
So when's Jerry Springer gonna show up?
Father, what are you saying?
I'm saying Raquel died in vain.
Rachel died in vain.
You have no right to say Mother's name.
Why did you say that name?
That's
it's-
the way it is. Fine, whatever.
It's pronounced Raquel because it doesn't have an H.
Oh, I know.
Job.
Oh, I
See
get-
the piece of information is but a stranger to you.
I know that, Joe. I was making an FF6 joke.
Later.
Let me
be
guess,
fine.
there's secretly a dark history going on with the organization Billy is a part of.
Well,
and it turns
that's
out
not-
his old man was only trying to help.
No, it's
That-
fine.
That's not what we need to learn right now. Or the next part instead brings us to hunting zombies of all things. The so-called Reapers, as they're called. So tune in for the next part where we help Billy do some exercising. See ya.
All right. See ya.
See ya.